Hello, my name is Ember Salveson, and I am interviewing for the 8th grade teaching science position at the Utah Virtual Academy. I would also be interested in the special education math position, but I do not ever have a certificate in special education. I just have a lot of experience. Therefore, this is really an interview for the 8th grade science teaching position at your school. I will answer three of your questions, starting with who am I? I will probably be talking fairly quickly because I know that this needs to be a short video and it's hard to make this short. Anyway, I live in Park City, Utah. I'm a jack of all trades. I'm a mother of a 7th grader. My daughter's name is Bella. I'm a business owner with my husband currently. I'm a dog and cat lover, a lover of reading, a creative entrepreneur, an environmentalist, a scientist, and finally, my first love, a lifetime teacher. I currently own, with my husband, a successful dog sitting business in Park City, and it's named Snoot Dog Country Club. And you can check me out at www.snoot-dog.com. And I love doing this part-time. It's so much fun. But I'd love to be a full-time teacher again. And so that is my goal. And I've been asked to if I would like to sell my business, and so now maybe since I have a buyer, now may be a great time to sell and to apply to teaching jobs that I feel passionate about. And I feel passionate about Utah Virtual Academy because of my firsthand experience with online schooling. I homeschooled my daughter Bella, and she attended a K-12 online school called Utah Online School in 2nd and 3rd grade in 2013 to 2015, and it was my first experience as a homeschool mom and my first online school experience as well, and it was amazing and rewarding, and for both my daughter and myself, and I loved it, and I would do it all over again in a heartbeat. And so that's why I'm here. We homeschooled for her because she had social anxiety, she had a learning disorder, and had 4 hours of gymnastics and ballet practice a day, which was a little insane. But as a mother, I learned so much over those years, not only what homeschooling was about, but what homeschooling parents go through, and also what parents of children with learning disorders and anxieties go through, and additionally as a parent of an athlete. I learned what it meant to have to go to school. I needed a school that could be flexible with us, and online school, Utah Online School, was a blessing, and it helped my daughter and myself and my family in every way. And I love the guidance it gave us, yet also the freedoms that it provided. So our mentor was absolutely wonderful. So I know how important it is to be a great mentor, and I was able to experience online learning firsthand and it was an unforgettable experience, and totally unforgettable. And I am an advocate of this style of learning, so here I am. With that being said, allow me to answer your second question. What is my experience, and what type of school and students have I worked with? I have a vast array of experiences, so I'll try to make this short, but it's going to be hard. First, my own education. I have a BA in biology. So I have a science background. I also earned my master's in education from Weber State University. My focus was on curriculum design and evaluation, and I was required to do a research project and write a short, no, not so short, 200-page dissertation. My focus was on differentiated style of learning called layered curriculum. Finally, I had and still have an interest in learning disorders. Therefore, I've been taking Masters of Education classes at the University of Utah in special education and ESL, which I find to be very rewarding and very interesting. Next, my experiences in teaching. First, my early years in teaching was at a middle school in Heber, Utah, where I spent some time in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade science. As a part of my Master's of Education program, I taught there and observed 4 teachers. I loved it. I loved it. It was actually my favorite place to teach, and it was and has been my goal to get back into middle school science teaching. So that is my first love. I just really like the age. I like the topic, and hopefully I could do it again. I was also a teacher's aide and an office manager at Soaring Wings International School, which is a Montessori school. My daughter attended this school as well for a year, and I taught there for a year, and I was able to experience the Montessori style of teaching, which was very interesting. Next, I did the majority of my student teaching in high school at Winter Sports School in Park City. It's just located down the road from me, so this is why I went there. I student taught in biology and was a sub for other sciences, including earth science and chemistry, and I love teaching at the Winter Sports School. And the following year, I was asked to teach health and sports medicine, which I did, and I love teaching these subjects as well. The following year, I was asked to be an office manager, and I was also a student mentor and aided in special education. This particular school is a different type of school. These kids are athletes, and so they go to school in the summer months and in the fall so that they can focus on their sport of choice, which is usually a winter sport, which is usually skiing, and in preparation for competitions and possibly for the Olympics. So this was a very unique situation and unique school for these students. Very interesting though, and I loved every part of it. I taught there. I spent 2014 to 2017 at the school and helped it grow during its beginning years of being a charter school. I eventually did have to leave the school because I needed full-time work, and so I decided to start my own company, dog sitting, and it's been quite successful. But as I said, I was sad to leave the winter sports school, but I also was simultaneously tutoring at Sense-A-Learn, now called SAIL, and I'm still at this school tutoring, mostly subbing at this point. But I love teaching the groups of students there and also individually at this tutoring school, and this is where I learned a lot about special education firsthand. I spent time with parents and teachers alike working towards the common goal of successful and fun student learning, and I continue to substitute teach, like I said, at SAIL, and I've been there for 4 years. I enjoy working for SAIL, and in the future the school may become a charter school. They're working on it, and it's a school for dyslexic students. It encouraged me to study special education further, which has taught me much about learning disorders, and it also aided in my daughter's, which has in turn aided in my daughter's learning. It's also brought perspectives to my teaching that have been extremely invaluable. Next, I volunteered at my daughter's private school in middle school science, whether she wanted me to or not. Nothing like having mom there. Anyway, I loved it. It was really fun. I was a volunteer for a year, and since my love is teaching middle school students and science, it was a thrill to do it. And I was able to do a lot of hands-on work that I enjoy doing with children in science, and I was able to get to know my daughter's classmates and friends as well, which was a lot of fun. Additionally, on my own, I arranged to work with one online student alongside another special education company called SPEDCO. This company is owned by Amy Trombetti, who worked with me at the Winter Sports School in special education. I tutored this student via Skype, and she lived in the Dominican Republic with her parents who were in the Foreign Service. This was also an invaluable experience and quite amazing, as I had to research how to teach online, which made me appreciate online schools and programs like K-12 and Utah Virtual Academy. It was a lot of work, but I learned quite a bit about online teaching that way. Finally, I'm a forever teacher, always teaching my daughter science. I have a love for all things science. Therefore, any chance I get, I teach my 7th grade daughter and her friends. We go hiking and bird watching. We go camping and talk about the stars and the planets. We discuss the monarch butterflies, fast track to extinction, sadly enough. And we follow their migratory path and plant flowers for them for their survival. We volunteer by planting trees. You name it. We look under the microscope weekly, and we cook and talk chemistry, and perhaps much to her dismay, I just hung the periodic table in my daughter's shower so she can memorize all the elements by the end of the summer. Yay, science. Don't tell her. She doesn't know yet that it's in there in the shower. Quite funny. But I have so much fun with science, and and I am a forever teacher. So finally, to summarize, all of these teaching experiences, which include teaching science and special education at the middle school and high school, private and group tutoring students with special needs, homeschooling and online schooling with my own daughter, volunteering in the middle school science, and finally teaching online with a foreign student, I feel displays that I'm committed to and loving teaching. And I have a vast array of personal and professional experiences that I think can really contribute to your team of teachers and to your online school. Finally, you ask, what would make me a successful mentor and what are my strengths? I think I've answered most of these questions in a roundabout way, so I'll just make my answer short. But I would be a successful mentor because simply I care. I care and I understand firsthand as a parent and as an experienced educator, and I struggled with the issues that I think many parents struggle with. How do I make school and learning fun and not a drudgery for my child? How do I deal with her or his learning disorders and social anxieties? How do I deal with the athletic training schedule? I tried, I did everything you can imagine. I even got my master's of education and then studied and taught special education because I cared about students, but also because I cared about my daughter's learning. I have seen and tried everything as a parent and as a teacher. I know what the issues are in education and in parenting, and I know what works for different issues and for different scenarios. There's not one solution for every problem, as we know, but I do believe that online education worked for us and can work for others. I also believe that having a proper online school mentor is crucial for student success. I really do. It was very important for my daughter's success, and I'm prepared to be that educational online school mentor from an experienced professional and personal standpoint, and I'm excited to be that for somebody else. Kind of like a pay it forward sort of a situation for me. What are my strengths, you ask? Well, my love for science, obviously, and math, and special education. My love and passion for lifelong learning and teaching, that's one of my strengths. Teaching not only science, but teaching the whole person. I believe in that. I'm compassionate, listening to the needs of parents and to students. I have been known to work extremely hard, staying after school to help students. I often went out of my way to help students during my off time, and I also help my colleagues, other teachers, put in a lot of extra time to design appropriate curriculums and working together to help students succeed. I'm passionate about education. I'm experienced, and I'm unique in that I have an experience as a parent of a K-12 curriculum, and I have experience teaching online. More than anything, I continue to learn myself. I'm always eager to be a better teacher and always working overtime to read educational research. Yes. I actually love reading educational journals. Call me a nerd. I'm always excited about education. So bring on the next challenge. Why not? Additionally, and not previously discussed, but another strength is that I'm smart and I'm creative, and I've owned several businesses, and to do so means that I have to be extremely organized and self-motivated. So I work hard to bring projects to a successful conclusion, and I take joy in doing so. I work to the very end and beyond. And I also have had to work with teams all of my life, teaming with my employees to make my legal and tutoring and my dog businesses successful, teaming with other teachers to help students succeed, teaming with the principals and the boards and administration to help new schools succeed as well. And I'm motivated and a hard worker, and I'm smart, and I'm an educator and a mother and an entrepreneur and a volunteer and a lifelong curious learner. And as mentioned, I am a jack of all trades, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to interview with you, Utah Virtual Academy, to perhaps fulfill my next step in life and give back to an online school, just as K-12 gave to my daughter and to me. Thank you so much for your time and your consideration. I really appreciate it.